Hey guys, welcome back to the Thompson Model Shop. And guess what we have today? We have issue 11 of Build Ourselves the flagship Galaxy class starship USS Enterprise. I know it's been a while, so it is time to work on our flagship model of the Thompson Model Shop. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have basically stage 39, then we're gonna have stage 40, all right, and stage 41, and we have stage 42. Looks like we're gonna have some more lights, some more panels, and as you can see, we will be bringing back the Cobra, and what I'm hoping for is that we're finally gonna get finished on just the Cobra itself. So just to get on the Cobra neck here to get it done. So without further ado, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this and start on stage 39. Okay guys, here we are with stage 39. I brought back our panel. I was able to also bring back our light piece here, which as you well know, that will be going here to block in some windows. So let's hope we don't have any hiccups there. But I think we're going to be doing pretty good here, guys. I'm really hoping that this piece here, when we attach it, there's supposed to be a clearer piece that's going to go in there for that, for when we put on our Cobra piece. But for now, it's we're not putting that on because we still have more lighting that's going to be put in here. So that should be coming up later on in our video. But of course, if it does not, don't worry, it'll come out on that next video, because I'm foreseeing that in the next video we'll finally have our Cobra neck here all completed and sealed up, which will be awesome if we can get there. All right, because I think at least having one piece done of this model would be great. We also have some more of the saucer that we're going to be putting on. We have a lot of escape pods to be putting in. We also have that phaser strip here that's going to come in later on. And there's a lot of Aztecing on here, so that's kind of cool. And it does look like the Aztecing is showing that robin's egg blue and some other grays in here. So I really wish they would tell you the grays and the blues that they're using for this. I've already figured out that robin's egg blue was one of the main pieces, but I would like to know the rest of the color scheme. So when I do come out and build the plastic model, the 1/1400 scale, that would be nice, because I want to make it as accurate as the model itself for videoing. As much as I'm trying to do that with this model, this might be just one hell of a showcase here. So without further ado, let's put all these pieces together, okay? Okay, so we have finished with this piece. Just remember the red and blue are for the front half, and this yellow and black for, of course, these two will be the ones for the other side. So, just so you know, yellow and yellow, yellow and yellow. All right, and then it'll go inside, but you're gonna have to do a lot of finagling with the wiring and everything. But as long as you do it just right, there should be no gap along here, and hopefully we get that cover that's supposed to go inside here. Other than that, we have to put this off to the side for now. So I'm going to put this here off to the side, since we don't need that right now. Our next phase is for step B and C. So B and C is where we put this together. Oh boy, this is in there good, guys. Wow. And it's metal, so it's heavy. But other than that, we're looking pretty snazzy. We're going to be putting some windows in here. And then, of course, we're going to be putting in our escape pods. I don't know why they gave us all these, so I'm assuming later on we're gonna need these. But for now, we're gonna put in the escape pods as it's asking. Then we're gonna take one black window and put it there, and then the other two will be clear windows. Also, want to introduce you guys back to part 31F Alpha, which we got this in issue back there. So I can't remember the issue number, so you'll have to go back and watch. But I was able to save it. I have a spare window from that as well. So we're going to be putting in some windows there. We'll be using these. I might just use this spare window so I don't have to open up all these. But other than that, these pieces are later on, I think, going to get mounted on. So for now, the only thing that it wants us to do is put in the escape pods. So I'm going to put them upside down, just like they show in the book here, upside down. I'm going to go ahead, line all of our escape pods in, then put our windows and escape pods. Once all that has been completed, we then can bring back the saucer section and put these in. If I'm correct, they're just going to mount in just like so. All right. If I'm wrong, then it's going to be the other way. But either way, they're mounting on. All right. So for now, I'm going to line them up just like this and get on with putting in the windows and the escape pods so you guys don't have to watch. All right. So here we are. We're going to do step C, which is where now we're going to attach it. And so since we're going to attach it, I'm going to do something underneath here real quick. Make sure it all winds up. I'm going to take some EM screws and some BM screws, and we're going to put it together. And there it is, guys. Check it out. I put it in there. There was a little bit of a light leak right around this area. So I tried to put like a little blocker in there. So that seemed to work out just fine. I did notice there was a small light leak right around here. So maybe later, before we start doing the bottom, I'll come by and do a quick little touch up on this section, just to kind of block it out. But other than that, everything else came out good. It's smooth, no bumps. We didn't get like we did over here with this one. So I think that's really cool. The fact that these are clear and dark, that's a little something different than over here. But other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. So the next phase that we're going to do is right here. And that's going to be quite the doozy. So we're going to add this piece on. Once we add this piece on, plus the two lights, we will be done for this part. Then we'll check the lights just to make sure everything works and that everything is good to go. But other than that, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to attach our piece, which is going to go right up in here. So of course we'll flip it over, that way you don't see it. I put some black blocking here for the windows and the two escape pods, and then the two windows here, just because I might see an extra light leak coming along. So I noticed that there shouldn't be any light leaks here, but we're going to find that out once we get there. I also have extra blocker here just to prevent any issues, because there is a gap in here just like we had here. So without further ado, let me flip this over and put the piece on. Alright guys, took a while to get all the light leaks out. There was a few here and here, but I was able to get them out. Apparently you gotta really tighten down these screws. But other than that, everything is still flat and flush. So now our next step is to go to stage 40. So other than that, this is good to go. There it is, guys. Everything for stage 40. We have some more of the Cobra neck, so I'm going to put that off to the side. And then we have our escape pods that we'll be able to attach here. We have some clear windows and some dark windows, and we have some BM and DM screws. And then we have two lights. So obviously these two lights are going to go somewhere either here or here. But for now, let's get on a cracking with stage 40. We got some windows here, and then some escape pods. So first things first, I like to put the escape pods in. Then I got my three windows here, which are going to be clear windows, and then I have a few clear and dark ones up here. Looks like we got some light source. For now, I'm going to go put in these windows and escape pods. Alright, so now that this part is all completed, everything's all flush, everything's good, light test is good, so now we mount it to the saucer. Alright, so that piece was in. It only took 2 BM screws. I tucked one underneath the panel, and the loose leaf one went into here, which is letter A, and it looks like we still have some spare here, so don't worry about these just yet. I have a funny feeling they have another home. If not, then we got a lot of slots here. But for now, for this stage, we're on part D, and we're going to install this piece. I put a little black piece of tape because I thought there might be some light leaks, but so far I don't think there's gonna be, but I like to be prepared, so I'm gonna give it a try. If it does not need it, then I'll take that little strip right out, but it is gonna go right here. Once it goes here, we're gonna screw it down with 2 BM screws. Well, there you have it, guys. Pretty much the whole front end here is done. Everything is nice and smooth. Now the windows have a little bit of a bulge, but that's fine. I can deal with that. I mean, sweet Jesus, this from here down is looking pretty good. And then we still have more to come, so we can fill in this gap in here. So hang in there. We got more coming for this. But right now we're gonna put away the saucer, and we're gonna go back to our Cobra, and we're gonna start putting in our clear lens, and then our little flat piece here. So which should be coming up here soon. However, no worries, because we haven't gotten that part yet. That's probably going to be in our next stage. So without further ado, I think it's time we move on to stage 41. And here it is, guys, stage 41. We have another metal piece here, and it feels more like plastic. I'm assuming that's to be bent because it's looks like it's going to be part of the front half. Because I've noticed everything that's after the front panels has been metal, so I believe this is supposed to have some play to it, but that's okay. So without further ado, I think we should get going. But we have some more zip ties, which we're saving. We also have our clear piece, which is meaning that we're going to be covering the Cobra. We also have our rear piece here to light up that back piece of the Cobra. And we have some screws. There's our lifeboats, and then the panel that'll project the light. So without further ado, let's get on with stage 41 by working on the panel. And there you have it, folks. We have ourselves one completed panel, and this panel is going to go in that little gap on our saucer section. So what I'm going to do is we got some BM screws, we got some CP screws left over. So what we're going to do Okay, so we'll bring back the saucer for a brief moment. The zip tie obviously is for the wiring, but we're going to postpone on all that tie down stuff until the whole upper half is done. When we get to the bottom half, well, we'll tackle that as we go along, which I think will be okay. So I'm not too worried. But for now, let's get that saucer section. All right, and there it is. We put it in. I got a little black strip here just in case. If we don't need it when that little piece right here comes in for with the phaser strip and all that, if it comes in and we don't need it, great. We'll skip that. But I know we have at eventually some point another panel that needs to go here before we can install this one. So hang in there, guys. I think this is going to be one heck of a wild ride on this. But for now, we're going to put away the saucer, okay? Which, I ain't going to lie, this feels really cool that it's smooth all the way across. I mean, with this gap here, I mean, this is nice. I can't get over the fact that this is smooth, and so far we have 0 light leaks. Ooh, got some paint there. All right. So other than that, let's go put the saucer away and come back to our Cobra, and let's hope we can start getting close to finishing this Cobra. Okay, so what I've done is I put it all together and sealed it in. The only thing is now I got to put the 3 screws in. Those 3 screws that we're going to need to be putting in are going to be CP screws. Now you don't want them too tight because remember it's going into plastic. Alright. But just remember yellow and black on both top and bottom of your silver light panel. Now panels are in. So now without further ado, I'm going to do a quick little light test. And it comes in really well. And no light leaks that are noticeable, so that's good. Considering if we did a close-up, you wouldn't be able to see them. So our next phase is our clear piece. This clear piece is 41 Golf. Obviously, it has to go in only one way, and that piece just fits right in there. Now it's got a little home for itself, so we're going to slide it in. Alright, and since I think I showed you guys how I put the other panel in, so this time I'm going to show you the difficulty as well with sealing the panels in. Now, there was a little warning sent to me that there'll be a gap along here where it all seams up, but I was assured that if you put it in correctly and you do it as it says, then there would be no gap. So you're going to see it here on this video how we're going to get rid of all that issue. So I'm going to put this in like so. I'm going to push in our wires. We got more down here. So, alright. And we want all the wires to kind of go inside there. Okay? You kind of don't want any wires to interfere with much of anything. I'll bend these a little. Okay? That should alleviate a lot of extra. That alleviated that. Let's slide that in there. Alright. Okay. Now we slide this in there. That should. Sorry if you saw my head there, but I think we should be alright. We're gonna slide everything in ever so slightly here. I'm going to use, obviously this has to come down like that. All right. Now, the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I don't want it to stick out. Looks like it's going to slide right in. It says in the book that you got to kind of slide it in. All right. And then it seals itself. So we're gonna try it. So far so good, guys. So far so good. Okay, now I might have to loosen these up just a smidge again. Alright. Just because the longest part that we're gonna have to deal with. Well, looks like it didn't line up correctly right there. Right where that is. So that's going to make a little bit of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and fix this issue. So I loosened all 5 completely to get what I needed. I had to completely loosen them all. I put them back on a little loose to fix the issue. However, there is no gap there. So we're going to do a quick light leak test before I tighten this whole panel down. And look at that. No gap. There's a little bit at the bottom here, but I think that's going to be hidden by something else. And if it isn't, I'm okay with that because it's awfully bright. If I could, I'd like to paint that red at some point. But yeah, you can probably see it through the light, but there's no light leaks. Now, I saw a video where somebody said there was a light leak on the side of the Cobra here. Not seeing it. So, and then when I flip it over to the other side, I'm not seeing it. So, I don't know what that guy's issue was or what was going on, but I'm looking here, I'm looking down here. I'm not seeing any light leaks. So, since everything looks pretty good and sealed up, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to tighten all these 5 back down, and we'll be all set with this Cobra so far. Now, obviously, there will be some other stuff that we probably have to add, which is just to cover up all these screws. But for now, the Cobra is sealed up. Yippee-ki-yay. Okay, and as promised, holy moly, we finally made it to stage 42, which is the final part of our video. These are all the parts. This is everything we're going to do. Boy, I'm going to tell you, I hope on the bottom I don't have to deal with so many of these, because it is getting annoying putting every single one of these in. But other than that, it is still fun once you're done and you have all these panels put together. Then it's fun. But when you have to wait, yeah, it gets a little tiresome. But without further ado, I'm going to go flip this over and have the enjoyment of putting in all the windows. Then I'm going to seal it up with this, add our light source, and as you can see, we have some panels here. Now, these panels are going to be for the Cobra. We're going to be covering up at least one side, it seems, of the screws. So, yippee-ki. But other than that, let me go put this panel together so we can mount it onto the saucer section and fill that gap on the saucer. Alright, and so I did a light test. I did see one little light in between these two, but it's just a small amount, so I wasn't too worried about it. However, I didn't see any other light leaks anywhere else, so I'm pretty content with that. Other than that, the next phase now is to bring back the saucer section, put this panel in, and we're going to hold it in with some CP screws, basically just 2 of them, and then we'll be right as rain. Well, I have some great news, everybody. My biggest fear is that nothing would link up, and everywhere that we had concerns about thus far going this way. I remember when we said we had a little gap here, maybe like a slight gap here. Well, once I put this piece in, it was quite the task, but it was rewarding in its end, because as soon as I did that, every bit of piece that was not tightly wound together that I was concerned about, I believe it was here, all bunched in together. So I think once we come to the other side over here, and that kind of completes the whole circle, or at least the oval here, I think we'll be all right. So obviously the next row to get tight would be here, and then we'll be having to work up here. So hang in there, guys. This is quite the adventure. After all, this is our flagship model, so I mean we're doing pretty good thus far. So our next phase is to go back to the Cobra, put those pieces on, and then we'll be pretty much completed with this video. Okay, so I've managed to put all of our pieces here. I do want to let you know, and it even tells you in there, that 42J, 42K are 2 different sizes. One's thinner than the other, one has a little bit of a fatness to it. Now, just letting you know, 42J, okay, is one's going to go here, and 42K is going to go here. So just keep in mind that there's going to be a slight variance to that, okay? And then we have 42I and 42I and 42H, which are these pieces here. And then we have 42F, which is this. It's going to go here. It's held in by a little 3M. So I like to do little pre-checks, make sure everything is going to line up. These are all the pieces. All right. So they're going to just pop into place, and they're going to hide all the screws. So it looks like we're going to put one 42J, which is the fat one, and we're going to put that in here, and then the not so fat one will go inside this little hole here. You'll be left with 2, so make sure you hold on to these, because I believe we're going to have to use them on the other side. Okay, they're just trying to give you some extra, maybe in case you drop it or something, but just hold on to it just in case we don't get another one on the other side of this. So without further ado, you can see where everything's going to go. I'm going to lock them into place. I'll put these tiny ones in next, and then we'll be done with the Cobra for at least this half. Okay, and here it is, guys. This is the whole side, all sealed up and good to go. The 3M sticker on here was a little finicky, but Other than that, I'm okay with it. I mean, I wish it had a little bit more adhesive to it. Then we put in our other panel here. This is nice and flush. Same thing with our panel over here, nice and flush. And the ones here to cover the screws came out really good. Not too much of an issue. And then our transporter emitter is good to go as well. However, we still have this whole other side to work on. So, and then we still have to cover up some screws. So, yeah, it looks like we got some more work on the Cobra, but maybe that'll cover us on the next video. But with this video, we got a lot accomplished with the saucer. We got a lot accomplished with the Cobra and letting it all be sealed up and no light leaks. So that was a bonus. I'm very impressed so far with how far we've gotten on this and how we're doing. So, I mean, I'm content with how far things have gone, and I'm pretty impressed with most of this right now, because considering that I'm starting with my Eagle Moss stuff that I got, so that's not bad, considering that, you know, some others who have started with their Eagle Moss, there was a lot of light leaks and such, but I haven't really experienced much, and the stuff that I do get, it's so small that I can cover it a little bit and still be content with it, because I really just want to be able to videotape it from a particular angle. So other than that, I do appreciate you guys watching the videos. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and of course if you share it, because somebody out there is probably having the same issue, or they just want to see how I'm able to get rid of some of these so-called light leaks. But this is the flagship model of our channel, so we'll be working on this for a while, and then we also will be making more of the Enterprise, but in a plastic state. So hang in there, guys. We got a lot of stuff coming on the channel, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. But till then, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on and show you guys everything with it out in the dark, the Cobra, as it is sealed now. And we'll end the video with that. So whatever you guys do, just keep on modeling and enjoy the show.